And the next person on the list is the poet laureate of Lucas County. We're honored to have him here tonight, Joel Lipman. Nice to have you back, Joel. How's the trip?
The trip was good. I've got about a dozen or dozen and a half of these little poetry cards from a friend of mine, Corinne Spitfire. She's doing a sardine project. She lives in coastal Maine, where I was at a poetry festival last weekend. So enjoy. Spread them around. So I wrote this poem for a poetry festival last weekend up in Belfast, Maine, and I wrote it for a performance at a gallery called Arcos. And so I'm going to read this poem. It's called because this is the poem for Arcos. Poem for Arcos today. You're here as I'm here. While two IIDs separate 4 legs from 3 brains. Night sky, incendiary, rises early in October. Slag bags. Come on in. Yes, stick around. Stress. Yeah. My father's death in 1945 was in Pacific battle. Today, Nobel laureate in a war room, surrounded by generals. But this is our house, where poetry is news, not comfort. Gaza, not Basra, no packed wall in Tijuana. Who is up? And why suggest this to each of us in wood and lyre, echo? Everyone wave. Everyone wave. Pretend it's a stadium. And the hour is a calendar of coffins. Rows of crates, cloth and blood. A cortege of drums and mud. This poetry, paper, air. Who's got my beer? There's a bar across the street called Rolly's. Rolly, who's got my beer, Rolly? Give me my beer, my poem, my daughter, my father, my myth of choice cars. Choice cars on any street, Collingwood High, Bancroft. But it doesn't matter. Choice cars, you know. There's a bad loss for your football team last week. Bad loss for the Bucks. Yeah, bad loss.
That might be everyone says for a win.
There was a girl named Shala, girl named Clover, black guy in a denim engineer's cap. These 2 guys I run with, stoned on ditchweed, watching TV in a trailer. My son's daughter's little titties. I mean, we're here. Collingwood Arts Center, in this room. Omar Sharif turned 70 in a Paris hotel. The same day, Stan Brakhage, filmmaker, died in Vancouver, March 9th, 2003. Filmed moth, wing, dust, light, and scratched celluloid. I never liked that movie, said Sharif. Sentimental, Lawrence of Arabia, and too much music. Kid in the car, killed. Boy in the cart, shot. 9 tongues cut. A stain, a blot. Who brings? What certain necromania in a cloud? What thought come from? When she was taken? Why do you look at me? While the president of Honduras this week drinks coffee. Is that video cam walking home with a rag? Where's my beer? My insult? My meat, ache, eaten, arm, eye. My father's shadow falls from the plane. Breath as a lung, tooth, archaeology. And this is correct. Toledo, Ohio, United States of America, northern, western hemisphere, planet Earth, spoken, the language du jour, English, Argus, Tuesday, 11 o'clock, October, Poetry Festival time. I'm here, my friend Nick is here. Nick, stand up and wave. Just Nick. Nick, wave before we all fall silent. Look at Nick's unprecedented cursives. And this paper is poetry. The percussives. Perhaps a poem. Perhaps my last word.
Okay.
It's funny that Joel mentioned Stan Brakhage. I went by a house that Stan Brakhage used to live in, near Blackhawk, Colorado. My friend Ed Ward, who knew Stan, took me by there.
I met him once. I saw he used to show films out of his house
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
So
and one day I was
heard.
down Boulder some years ago. I got to go there and watch a couple of films with Stan Brakhage.
That's cool. Visit. Yeah, and I'll just mention offhand before we go through the list something I'm very happy to have found out today, which is the very first feature that we had here 13 months ago. Lester Allen, who was from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, just has 2 pieces in the New York Quarterly. So that's very cool.